So, this is it.
Yeah, it's our first ever episode of 8t.
Come on.
I'm actually quite excited.
So am I.
Yeah.
Like, we've been talking about this for, like, a while.
A long time now. A very long time.
It's finally here.
It's actually kind of crazy. I mean, we would have started this like ages ago if it wasn't for my mic coming. But, I mean, it was meant to come next week anyway, so I'm quite happy that it's here now.
Yeah.
So should we just start
I think we...
talking about how this actually happened?
Yeah.
So I'll start and I'll talk about... So actually, Room F8t is a fun fact actually for you guys, because this is our maths classroom, but it's like 80. However, like there's so many things happen there that it's just F8t because it's F8t, right?
It's fatey. It's fate. Everything that happens in that room is fate.
Exactly. It's like heaven there in a way, because stuff that happens, oh my god. But that'll be for another topic.
We'll go more into that as long as people keep listening.
Oh yeah, definitely. So should we talk about ourselves in a way in a bit? I mean,
Yeah, sure.
let's go on, Meron.
So, a bit about us. Well, we do maths. Oh my god. I sound like a man.
I mean, we are mad. We are men though. Think about it, because we're like the only two girls in our maths class. So we already consider ourselves as like men.
Men. Or mathematicians. Because maths is magic.
But yeah, mathematicians as well. You know, if you do a calculation and it works out, it's just magic, isn't it?
Only magic.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
how have you been coping during quarantine?
It's actually not that bad. I'm quite enjoying it personally. Because I feel like so many of us have like wanted this break for such a long time. And now it's here.
Yeah, I think definitely. I don't like how people are complaining how we have so much time off and they want to go back to school. But before you know it, we'll be back in school and they'll be complaining that they want to be in quarantine. And I mean, it is hard, don't get me wrong. I have complained about it myself, but I haven't complained about it because it's free time and stuff. I've just complained about it because of uncertainty.
Yeah.
I hate uncertainty. Like, you don't know when this will end, when it'll come back. But I like this period because I've done so much productive stuff outside of school.
Yeah.
That I'm like so proud of. I started new things like music, the eBay thing that I have. I'll explain it another time as well. How that's grown as well.
This.
And exactly, it's made me realise how like you can have grade 9s, grade 7s, everything, but that doesn't matter if you don't think.
Yeah, like literally, I feel like through all of this stuff, a lot of the school stuff I've learned hasn't helped me at all.
Literally. I even saw something, it was like, you know what, during this quarantine period, I haven't used Pythagoras theorem once. And I was like, yeah, definitely. But obviously, no, stuff like that helps in jobs and stuff. But when we're in a period like that, some people don't even know how to manage their money. That's the thing. And now it's going to be so difficult. But I think during quarantine as well, a lot of people have started working out.
Yeah.
Which is good.
But I feel like there is only so much you can do at home, especially if you're used to like going to the gym regularly and you don't have like gym stuff at home. But it hasn't been bad.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know, I find myself so demotivated during like this time if we're talking about working out and school stuff.
Yeah.
I think because for me, working out is going outside, running, going to the gym, definitely.
Yeah.
And at home, I think it's a psychological thing. I saw it once somewhere, I forgot what it was, but because let's say you're not productive at home as you are in school.
Yeah.
Because
it's just sort of
in school like, you're used to it.
Yeah, like you know you're in school to study, to do work.
Exactly, and at home it's like, literally it's even the concept of seeing your bed and you think, okay, rest.
Yeah.
It's like that, it's weird, like our brains are weird, let's be real. But yeah, do you have any quarantine ideas in general for people?
I think like just try to learn new skills.
Definitely, I think this is the best time to learn new stuff because you don't have much to do in general.
Yeah, like learning new languages. Like for us, we've been trying out music properly.
Definitely, I literally started and like in the next 2 days I had like some sort of a track, which was quite good for like a beginner. So you know, everything's possible if you work for it.
And to be honest, if you have the time for it. And I think most people, like especially like people who aren't frontline workers, definitely have more time on their hands than before. And I think that's a good thing. Because, like, I feel like, especially with me, I've been, like, spending more time, like, talking to friends and stuff. Like, maybe not in person, but, like, just still staying connected. Which I feel like is also really hard. Say you've got schoolwork or you've got, like, work to do or like you need to fit in gym.
I want to add a point. I want to get your opinion on this as well. Mental health during these times. I think it's so important.
Yeah, definitely.
Because like I find myself sometimes just being I said demotivated, but like in general, just not in a good mood. Especially I'll also explain this another time, but especially with like my situation going on with being between Poland and here. Because I'm Polish, by the way, guys. So my mom, actually, I'll just explain now, like briefly. Like my mom and sisters are in Poland, and I'm here with my dad. They didn't break up. My dad just stayed with me so I can finish off sixth form here. So obviously, my mom is trying to get me back to Poland, and it's just so I don't know. It stresses me out because I don't know what to do. It's that uncertainty. I hate uncertainty, and that impacts me so much because I am an overthinker. I overthink so much. So when it's time to go to sleep, in my head it's like, if I go and then schools come back in June, what do I do then? And then I just create more problems in my head when I know that during that night I can't do anything. Do you know what I mean? I think that's why we overthink at night, because at night you're going to sleep but you can't do anything productive or towards fixing your problem.
Yeah, so it's literally like the only thing you have left with you is your thoughts.
It literally is scary in a way.
I know.
It really is scary. Yeah, but no, I think I'm coping well though, like mentally in general. I'm not, like, I don't know how to say it. Like, I feel good in general.
I think one thing that I've actually only realised recently is I've become more, like, structured about stuff. Like, if something's sort of knocked out of its routine, I, like, get really triggered. I don't know, has that happened to you, or...?
What, so, like, I think, are you talking about, because
like
obviously
routine.
Our schedule, our schedule and routine is gone. So, like... Yeah, but for me, that routine of, waking up, going to school is so good for me. It really is. Now thinking of it, because, like, you go to school, then you have, like, breaks, lunch, and every day is the same thing. And I think, like, I am more organised. Now it's, like, I go to sleep at this time, I wake up at this time, I do a bit of work, music, then eBay, and then it's, like, it's that kind of thing, but I don't actually have, like, a schedule for it.
Yeah, it's just sort of do it when you want to.
Yeah, but at the same time... I think I prefer my routine in general, but as I said, I'm not complaining because this period of time isn't that bad in general for me. But I wanted to add something. I forgot though. No, I forgot. Anyways, yeah, keep going.
What was I going to say? I forgot now too. Damn it, Victoria.
No, so... I was trying to say... Oh, I know what I was trying to say. I find myself eating way less.
Yeah, same.
In these times. I am... barely, like, sometimes I can eat like 3 things a day which aren't like, it's not breakfast, lunch and dinner,
like snacks.
It'll just literally be like, one breakfast snack, another snack, and then I'm not hungry during the day at all, but it makes sense because I'm not burning any calories by sitting down all day.
We're not using enough energy.
Yeah, definitely. But I find myself drinking more water though, so that's good.
Yeah, same.
That's always good.
Health benefits to quarantine.
Yeah, exactly. I think this quarantine thing should now end, like the talk. I think we should carry on because we have quite a fun story. Something is going on in Lidl. there's something wrong there, and I know there is something wrong because there's just too many stories.
Should we start off with mine?
I think yes.
Okay.
You, Meron.
So
your first trip to Lidl. Okay, before we even go into this, Meron has been talking so many times during in school, saying, look, you guys need to take me to Lidl. Because she's never been to Lidl. This girl has never been to Lidl, right? She's like, oh, you guys need to take me. So we did. We went. And do you want to continue off here what you have done?
Yes. We went to Lidl. And this is my first time, by the way. So I got like some normal stuff. Victoria recommended me to get those brownie things. And I got those French chocolate croissant things too. And then we went to the checkout. The queue was actually quite long, like relatively long. And then we spent all this time in the queue. And then we go to the self-checkout. Now I'm paying by cash because I don't carry card. And I go to the machine. I think it came up to like £1.09 or something. So the pound goes in fine. And then there's a 10 pence left. I place the 10 pence in the machine. And it breaks.
It completely broke. I remember the 10p was just stuck there. Because basically when you put the cash in, it has like a... it's like a treadmill, like a little treadmill, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it like takes the 10p into the machine. But it was just stuck there. And then the machine completely broke. It was out of order. I come back the next day to Lidl. and I realised that machine is for card only.
No, because I
And I was
swear,
like, oh my god.
I swear when the woman came, she like had to change it to card only, and then you just tapped your card and I paid you your cash.
No, that wasn't. Oh yeah, I paid for cash with card, but she made it unavailable. I'm pretty sure. I think because some people would have paid by cash and they would have been confused.
Right,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? But she made it. She made it unavailable. But there's just so many in Lidl as well. I don't know if you were there. I don't think you were with Dylan.
No, I wasn't, but you told me about it, and I was dying with laughter.
Me, Daniela, Dylan. So okay, we all go to Lidl, and I don't know if I can talk about this, but basically Dylan wanted to get 2 brownies. It's always brownies. He didn't have enough money, right? And I said to him, I'm like, look, just write in the 1 brownie and don't put the second brownie in. And he goes, we're in the queue, and he goes, are we mugging then? I'm like, Dylan, shush, because someone is actually going to think that we're fully like mugging Lidl. And he goes, okay. And we're literally right next to the Lidl worker, and he goes, I can't believe you're mugging for me. I'm like, shut up! I'm like, shush, don't talk. And he's like, okay. And Daniela's looking, she's like laughing. Anyways, Dylan walks up with me to the cash thing. I scan everything from me. He does his. And the machine says that the weight isn't right. So, I don't know how the machine found out about that 1 brownie, because I've done this many times. Anyways, but...
You've done this many times, what?
Yeah, I have. No, but like, you know, if you have like 3 brownies, you just write in 2. I mean, it's not a big sin. You know what I mean? It's just a bit of, savings.
I'm not judging you.
No, anyways. So obviously, the machine's kind of broken. I mean, not broken, but, it needs assistance. And the lady walks up, and she goes, you wrote in 1 brownie when there's 2. And I look at her, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And I didn't realise. And then I'm like, I'm so sorry. It's fine. And then she changed it, wrote the 2 in, and I paid for his other brownie. It's not that deep, really. He compensates for all the other brownies I didn't pay for. But, and basically, we walk out, and I tell Daniela the whole story, because she was at another self-checkout. And Dylan goes, yeah, as the lady was doing it, and Vicky was saying, oh, I'm so sorry, pretending like, she doesn't know what just happened. I was behind her having a seizure, and I'm like, Dylan, that is not true, because I saw you were standing there normally, and nothing was going on. He's like, yeah, I was having like a full-on seizure, so she thinks I'm disabled. I'm like, Dylan, this never happened. And Daniela's laughing as well. But another thing, oh my god, the same Lidl again. Me, Daniela, and Neha there this time. And we saw a Brentford football player.
Oh yeah.
And we were thinking, how do we approach him? And obviously Neha's a crackhead, like me, but she's more of a crackhead. And she's like, okay, just go up to him and stop him. I'm like, Neha, you do it. And she's like, okay, I'll do it if you come with me, right? And I'm like, oh my god, I think I have a good idea though. We'll go outside and we'll wait for him to come outside. And okay, so this was quite long, but we're outside, and I was pretending to be on a call by Mum, and he walks out, and we all look at each other, and like we just froze. None of us did anything, and he walked, and I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be a bit weird if we just follow him to the car park. And I'm like, okay, and Neha goes, okay, we'll just follow him. I'm like, you know what, fuck it, let's go. And so we go, and we lose him in the car park, and one of the Daniela or Neha say, oh, he's in the blue Vauxhall, and like we walk out and he's staring at us. He's thinking like, why are these girls following me? And I was just thinking like, we should have like asked him at least what happened. I mean, who are you? Not what happened. Who are you? Yeah. But we never had the opportunity to. Yeah, but that was quite funny. It was we're like, oh my god, yeah, and we were laughing the whole way back to school, and.
I saw you bumped into Corey and like...
Yeah, because he's a Brentford fan.
Yeah.
And I asked him if he knows the guy, and he goes, yeah. But Neha, as we're walking, Neha goes, oh, I don't really like Arsenal anyways. I'm like, Neha is a Brentford player. Oh, that was 2 jokes, man. So yeah, Lidl has the best stories. If you guys want to go to Lidl anytime soon, go to Lidl. Right now, there's queues outside, which aren't actually that long. I've been in these Lidl queues, they're not that long. But outside, everyone knows what social distancing is. You have the tapes, everyone is far away. But in Lidl, complete different story. They walk right next to you when they don't need to. Because obviously sometimes, okay, there are quite a few people together, so you do have to walk
Yeah.
past. But like you're just standing there and they walk right in front of you, and I'm like, excuse me, what is this? Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh my god. So yeah, but next to the Lidl that I'm talking about, there's another shop. I'm not gonna name it because it's gonna be too bait. But
Yeah.
I was there once. It was in December when I was having very bad migraines, and my dad was in Poland with my whole family. So I was here in this country on my own for 3 days. I didn't do anything actually. I didn't party or anything. I'm quite a responsible kid. Anyways,
Yeah.
but listen to this, right? I had like bad migraines, like really bad. And so my dad goes like, because I called them, and he's like, I called my parents, and he goes, you know what, go to the shops and buy yourself paracetamol, because I didn't have anything. And I'm like, alright, I'll go. I walk to the shop, I'm in the shop, and I see this guy, he looks Russian, and he's like dressed fully black, stealing things. He has like a bag, and he's putting things in, and I'm like, oh my god, what if he takes out a gun in a minute? I was so scared. I was like, oh my god. I mean, we're in a shop where everything's cheap, I don't think he'll have a gun, but I'm just in the back of my head, I'm like, what if? And I'm looking like in the corner of my eye, and I see him packing everything, like food and stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, and he just walked out. So I go up to the till, I'm like, look, I'm not a snitch, but this is a bit unfair because I don't want to pay for my things anyways. But I woke up and I'm like, you see this guy, he just stole from you guys. You know, they didn't say anything to me, not even a thank you. They just looked at me like I was in a rogue or something, like I was the one who stole stuff.
This is a normal thing.
I think it is a normal thing in their shop, if I'm honest. It literally is a normal thing. Because I said it in school, like, the next day, because I felt better, and a teacher goes, do they have a bodyguard? I'm like, no. And they say, that explains everything. It's quite a big shop, if I'm honest. So, yeah.
Just seeing a dude stealing stuff.
Yeah, fully. I mean, I never saw something like that, especially, like, food and stuff. And he was fully packing his bag. Anyways, do you have any stories, Meron? Because I have another one lined up for this.
I don't actually have any about Lidl. Again, I've only been once.
Oh, no. Just in general.
In general. I have a funny story about primary. And I broke my finger. Okay,
What?
so I broke my finger in the process. So
Oh my God.
we used to have this thing. I forgot what it's called, but I think we used to call it like the space pad or something. And it was like this giant climbing frame of ropes, and it's like a star. And me and two of my friends, we did this thing. So I sat on the edge, and they both sort of like bounced the rope, and then I let go after 3, and I literally went flying, and it was hilarious. But I landed, and I didn't, because I was laughing so hard, I didn't actually realise I broke my finger.
That's like in school when Panit broke, I forgot who it was, but she broke someone's finger during netball. I'm pretty sure that was her. Anyways, yeah. So wait, how bad was it though, the break?
No, honestly, like, you see your pinky finger, like the thickness normally? It was like double that.
Oh my god.
It was honestly...
I've never broken anything.
Really? Oh my god,
Nothing.
I've broken, like, my wrist, like, 4 times. My fingers, like, twice. I've got, like, cuts in my head so many times.
Yeah, I've never
I had
been
a
in
girl.
hospital in general.
I had a
Like,
girl.
obviously.
I'm not going to mention her name, but she closed the door on me in year 3, and it was like a heavy metal fire door, and there's like a scar on my eyebrow from like where she did it. And honestly, I like envied her for the rest of primary.
No, I've never had like bad injuries. I've had football injuries and stuff, but I've never actually broken anything or needed to go to the hospital for it. Never. No, I've obviously, except from birth, I've never been in hospital.
Nah, that's lucky, man. Because, like, with boxing and stuff, because I've damaged my wrist so many times, I've spent about 18 months, maybe even more, like, just resting my wrist. And then obviously, like, you know, I had that thing that I had to get removed. That cyst. And, like, obviously that had to heal. And now it's quarantine, I can't go back to, like, actual boxing training. So, it's just a bit
Yeah, I
inconvenient,
always remember
I think.
you with, like, that, the band on your wrist.
Yeah. I had it too many times.
Yeah, literally. But, let's go on to the next story. I really want to talk about me going to Warsaw.
Yeah,
That
sure.
was, you know what, the trip, like, towards there, I think I never hated people so much in my life like that day. So the context of me going to Warsaw was actually, I booked the tickets for 2 days before my flight.
Literally, yeah. I remember you came
It
into
was,
school.
yeah, and I was so gassed. I was like, oh my god, because I kept telling my mum I want to go to Warsaw. And fun fact, that I booked my tickets on a Wednesday. On Sunday, I was calling my mum and I said, you know what, when are we going to go to Warsaw? Not knowing that the next week I'll actually be in Warsaw. Anyways, so how it happened was, so my mum's best friend was going to my mum, because they don't live in the same city in Poland. And she texted me, my mum's best friend, and she says that she's going. And I'm like, you know what, let me check the tickets and stuff. So I asked a certain individual for money. I can't. That's something I can't really say for now. But and they agreed to it. And I bought the tickets. And my mom didn't know anything about it. It was meant to be a surprise. So I was flying to Warsaw, and then from Warsaw we'd go to my mom. But the trip to Warsaw was very, very stressful because I've flown many times on my own. But so my dad was, I think, working that time, or yeah, he was working, so I had to like take the coach there and everything. So I go to Victoria Station, the coach station, and they say to me, oh, I say, which gate is to Stansted? They go, oh, it's gate 1, and the time for the bus is 10:55 and mine was for 10:50, and I'm like, okay, that's a bit weird, but maybe they, changed it to 10:55, not that deep. I walk to the coach and I'm like, that is not National Express. I look at the worker and I say, I have a National Express coach. And he goes, no, it's not here. And I'm like, well, no, I know it's not here because it's not the coach. And I go, what do I do now? And he goes, you have to go to National Express. I'm like, oh my god, I just missed my coach probably. So I walk back and my flight was in 2 hours maybe. It was like 2.5 hours maybe, when National Express takes 2 hours to get there. And I'm like, oh my god. And it was actually, yeah, it was something like that. Anyways, I go to National Express. They let me on a coach at 11:15, and I'm looking at the time and I'm like, oh my god, am I gonna make my flight? Like, if I don't get it, what do I do in Stansted when my dad's working? So we get to Stansted at I think it was 2:40 when my flight was at 1:20, I think, or 1. No, sorry, 1:05. It was 1:05. Yeah. So we get down. Oh my god, I have 25 minutes. But I get my luggage thing handle doesn't want to open.
Oh, no.
I'm like, are you mad? And it's on wheels. I'm like, oh my god, I need to drag this 10-kilo bag through the whole of Stansted Airport. So I run to the security. 5 minutes. I'm like, thank the Lord is with me today. 5 minutes for security. That's so quick. It went so fast. And every time I'm in Stansted, they scan me. This time they didn't scan me. I'm like, wow. God is really with me. And so they don't scan me. I run to the gate. It says that gate is open for Warsaw. Bruv, so I run even more. And I had to run for another 10 minutes to another gate. And I made it. And what Ryanair has, this is another funny story, linked to this. If you want a luggage for a 10-kilo luggage and one more, you get priority with it as well. So I needed the luggage, of course. So I got priority with it. And I'm standing there in the priority queue, and next to me there's a man with his family in a non-priority queue, and he goes to his wife in Polish, and I'm listening, and he goes, look at these priority, why are they paying for priority? That's so dumb. I'm like, no mate, you are dumb. Because none of us actually paid for this. This is just included with a luggage. I was like, you little... Anyways, yeah, and then I fly to Warsaw, that was calm. In Warsaw it was much better because we landed early and they gave me an earlier coach. Got to Warsaw, and honestly, it's the most beautiful city I have ever seen.
I really, really do want to go to Warsaw. I think,
yeah,
I feel like so many European countries, their capital cities are stunning.
Honestly, and with Poland, it's not even the capital as well. There's so many cities that will be beautiful as well. So we spent the night. We went to a shopping centre and then we went to the hotel, and she says to me, obviously my mum's best friend, goes, look at the view outside, and I opened the blinds, and literally it's just another building right in front. The hotel is in a square with a hole in the middle, you can imagine.
Yeah.
And I saw this the hole in the middle. You should include the video in this part here because I have it. And I just look, I'm like, wow, what a beautiful city. But yeah, the next day, we just travelled around Warsaw, and let me tell you guys, it's so beautiful there. Even though I literally saw it for a couple of hours. It's a shame I couldn't be there for longer, but I definitely will come back. We should go.
Yeah, we should go. I tell you what, next year.
If anyone wants to sponsor us.
Ryanair.
Yeah, Ryanair sponsor us and then give us a hotel as well.
Like, next year, we should, like, after A-level, we should plan a trip. We should
Definitely.
maybe do, like, a day in, like, every major capital city.
Anything. You know what? I just love travelling, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
And I really want to go on a road trip one day. Road trips sound so fun.
I want to do an American road trip.
Oh, definitely. But that takes, like, time, you know what I mean? To travel.
Yeah,
That's like travelling to every corner of Europe. But yeah, I think travelling is so, like, no one can take that away from me. Like, that is wealth.
Nah, I feel like we're I tell you what, I have a story about planes.
Go on.
So the first time I ever went on a plane, I was, 3 or 4 or something, and I was with my uncle, and, like, I absolutely adore when planes, like, take off. I don't know why, that feeling for me is amazing.
It is nice.
But
I like it.
I would also like landing, but the first time, this is me on a plane, and I was, like, 3, super, super young. You know the sound that like planes make when the wheels open?
Mm-hmm.
My uncle told me the wheels broke. So I'm there, 3 years old, not really knowing what's going on, thinking we're all gonna die. Now every time I hear that sound, I get so triggered. Like, oh my
PTSD.
Oh,
That's
ruined.
a similar story when I was coming back from... Because, I wasn't coming back from Warsaw that time. I came back from another city because it was just closer to our hometown. And I was listening to a song. And in the song... You heard it because I showed it to you in school. It went like, so I was like, no, it went, and my heart stopped because I did not expect that in the song.
Oh.
Bruv, that was the scariest. Honestly, I felt my heart sinking. I'm like, we're gonna die. And then I literally open, like, I get my earphones out and everyone's calm and I'm like, oh my god, that was a song. That was, because I didn't know the song that well. I liked it, but I didn't know it that well. And then I listened to it again and the same thing happened when I knew it's happening. It's gonna come. I'm like, oh my god. But yeah,
You know what
and
I
then-
hate
oh
on
yeah.
planes?
what?
The people that clap when it lands.
That's literally every Eastern European. You know what? Let me tell you a story about that. This is so funny. Oh my god, because me and my mum always laugh at them, right? And we land. This was like one summer holiday, and I'm like, Mum, I'm gonna like clap once, yeah? Bruv, I clap, the whole place starts clapping. And I'm just there dying. I'm like, Mum, I did this. I'm proud of this. But the same guy, when we landed in Warsaw, the same guy who was talking about the priority thing, because somehow he was sitting the row next to me, they started clapping as well, and he just put his head down, and I'm like, yeah, I know you were a disappointment. You are the disappointment. I'm just laughing. Great stories, man. Oh my god.
Chain reaction. I bet you felt
Literally.
proud in the moment though.
I did because
the
like
whole class laugh after a joke.
I just made the whole plane clap. That's an achievement without even saying a word. Yeah, but honestly, Ryanair also has the best stories. Now I'm thinking, because when I was flying to Berlin, again that was the time during the Christmas time when I stayed for 3 days in the UK. I flew to Berlin because it's actually closer than Warsaw to my hometown.
Yeah.
And it was quite cheap as well. Anyways, on the plane there's like a bunch of 18-year-olds maybe, I don't know, and they're singing last Christmas I gave you my heart, everything. They're shouting, right? Some people behind are like telling them to shush, and there goes this one guy, and he goes, who do you think you're talking to, bruv? And stuff like that. And he goes, that's a bit rude, innit, to say shut up to us like that. And I'm like, oh my god, like you are a disgrace to the UK. Let's be real. I'm just thinking like, look, this is a bunch of English if I
Was
can
it
say
like a
nicely.
stag or was it just like friends?
No, it was like, yeah, friends. We're going to
okay.
Berlin, and they're like shouting like Berlin, 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 and I'm like, this is like a bunch of kids who have never been abroad probably, getting gassed that they have some freedom from their parents.
That's just disrespectful though.
It
Like
is,
respect
like-
other people's peace.
Yeah, fully, and like somebody asked them like nicely as well. I hate people like that.
Yeah.
Who just, disrespect someone else's, like, they respected them. What do you think? Oh, this is a good debate. What do you think of Thursday clapping?
Of Thursday clapping. I don't know, I feel like I think it shows good appreciation for like obviously the people that are working super, super hard for us. But I don't know, I feel like there could be so much more that could be done as well.
Yeah, definitely. You know what, my dad, it's not like he's super against it, but he just finds it kind of stupid. But I get his point, but I do appreciate the clapping, if I'm honest, because it's the one thing that actually unites us in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, but like, at the same time, because my dad, he's like, okay, so what does clapping do for the NHS? And I'm like, look, it shows like that, you know, people think about them. And he goes, yeah, but that's their job. And I'm like, but they're putting their lives out. I mean, I didn't actually say this in the debate, but I said like, but they're working super hard. And he goes, yeah, but I work now. They should be clapping for me as well. And I'm like, you are technically a key worker if you're working now. So technically they are clapping for you. But the NHS are putting their lives, you know, on the line for the help of other people. Which is like, I'd be scared to do that myself, if I'm honest.
Yeah. And the thing is, so many, like, doctors still aren't getting, like, the stuff they need to, like, just be safe and stuff. So, like, really respect to them, man. Did
you hear that if, like, your family works for the NHS and they die from coronavirus, your family gets 60k?
Really?
Apparently. That's what the government said.
I haven't read up on that, but I don't know. I think a lot more could have been done from the start, but let's not go into that.
Oh, wait, but
we're here for a fun time, not
me,
to
me talking about the 60k isn't like, oh yeah, this is sick. Like, oh yeah, you know, your uncle dies and you get 60k. Like, obviously, you'd rather have your family by your side than that 60k for sure. But you know, it's just because it sounded like, oh, come on, they die and we get 60k. Come on, no, like no, we're not guessing, we're not hyping that up. I'm just saying, like, at least it's something, but still, everybody would rather see their family back home safe than dying. Just quite, you know, it's quite scary.
It is, man. Like, especially when it was like really, really bad. Like when we were going through our peak, I suppose it was sort of the idea death is at everyone's door.
Yeah, literally.
But that's too deep for this podcast. We talk about fun stuff and little stories.
Little stories and Ryanair stories.
Yeah.
You know what? In cheap places, the best stories. Honestly. Apparently though, like Ryanair isn't going to be that cheap anymore after all this, which makes me very sad.
I don't think a lot of stuff. Actually, I don't know though, because I feel like to boost the economy quicker, have sales on everything, so more people want to spend.
True.
And for those people that are still earning, like they don't really have many places to spend money right now. No one does. But like those would be the people shops and retail would want to attract to like restart everything.
Yeah, that's true. Because then they'll sell less. I mean, they'll sell for less, but they'll sell more. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so Maran.
So,
why do we act differently in different situations? Because that's what I was thinking recently about the question.
I feel like subconsciously we all want to look a certain way to certain people. Like, in a sense that for people we like, we want to come across as likeable. But then for people we don't like, we won't really care enough.
True,
to,
but
like,
at the
make
same
the
time,
effort.
But people you don't like, sometimes you think, I'm going to show off to see, like, because maybe you were friends with them one time, and you think, I'm going to act this way so they can see that, you know, there's that dominance in a way.
Yeah.
So, I think subconsciously we do a lot of things then, and then we realise later what we've done, especially, you know, how people act differently in front of camera as well. Or when there's parties, like how many parties are there where it's kind of dead, but the moment that someone turns on Snapchat, everyone is having great fun.
Yeah. But
it's horrible because
I feel like we sort of bounce off of other people's characters too. Like if someone's,
we adjust to people.
Yeah. Like if someone's like really talkative or like they like good energy. This probably sounds stupid, but like when someone's got like good vibes around them, you sort of feel more comfortable around them.
Yeah, definitely, but it's the same as if you hung out with like a friend who's funny. You're going to be making more jokes, you're going to be enjoying yourself, and you'll be able to open up more than with someone who is just dead.
Like keeps themselves to themselves.
Exactly, it's like you can't really open up and be yourself, essentially.
Or like, especially when it's only like, when you have conversations, it's only one-sided. Like, it's only you asking all the questions, it's only you trying to make an effort.
Definitely, and that drains you out.
Yeah, and I feel like
think around this.
Yeah, go on.
There's so many groups, and you know who I'm talking about realistically. There's so many like groups in school who when they're together, they're the baddest group ever made.
Yeah. But you see them
they're
on their
sick,
own,
they're
and they're not
cool.
actually that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then individually, totally fine. Oh my god, it's so annoying. Like, it's like they're trying to prove that their group has some value when your group has the most drama and BS and fakeness than the whole school combined.
But I don't know. I feel like some groups like that are kind of horrid, though.
Horrid.
Yeah, like I used to call them like PE girls in year 11.
Yeah.
It's just like that PE squad that gets favoured for everything, but they're just not great people.
Oh my god, I don't know if I can say this, but I will.
Go.
It's quarantine, I'm not seeing people anyways. You know who I'm talking about? There was a teacher as well who tried to like suck up to them in a way. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That made me not annoyed. No. But I was just looking at it like, really?
Yeah, no, but I think that then goes back to the thing of like we act differently around different people.
Definitely, and I think also subconsciously think about it. If someone, let's say you're a teacher, yeah, and in school, you were like in the nerdy gang, or not the cool one, the stereotypically cool, and you're a teacher, and there's a cool gang which loves you as a teacher, they really like you, and you get that bit that you missed out in school, that you are part of like the cool squad in a way. You know what I mean? Like, you are so respected by them, and I know that might be a part of it. It's kind of weird, but I think it's all subconsciously. Did this piss you off as well? When the bad kids, if they did something good, even stay in class for the whole day, they would get a positive phone call,
like merits and stuff.
Yeah, for staying in the class, and I was like, oh my god. Like, obviously, it's not that I need a call every day saying, Victoria has stayed in class. But it's just, for me, it's like, really? You're going to be... Obviously, it does encourage that positive behaviour, but in my head, it's like, this is kind of stupid in a way. Yeah. For me. But that's because, I think it's because we think differently. And for us, being in class is normal.
Yeah.
But for others, it's, I don't know. It's a miracle for them.
I don't know though, but I think that's just cracked it then. So be super, super bad, have no expectations, and then when you do like one good thing, everyone loves you.
Yeah, or like teachers are like, oh my god, well done.
Yeah. Merits and stuff. I feel like merits is stupid.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
but at the same time, I think it's good for the younger years.
Younger years, yeah, but I feel like after like year 9, no.
Yeah, year 10, 11, 12, like, right now in year 12, who gives out merits? Let's be real. I haven't seen one merit given out.
I just feel like they don't really matter. Because, like, you get that stupid certificate with a little fake badge on it and a printed signature. They're not even hand-signed. They're printed signatures. And it's just like, it's just a piece of paper.
Too prestige. He doesn't have time for that.
Oh, yeah, and those pens that never worked.
Oh, the silver ones as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like we've digressed from the question.
We definitely did, but it's good. You know what? I just love the fact how when we have like an assembly and our head teacher is there, suddenly like he knows all of us. He's so proud of us. But if you asked him,
he doesn't know anything.
Yeah, like look, what's my name? He wouldn't know. I mean, I'm not surprised because he doesn't teach us, but like.
The thing is, you don't even see him about unless it's like Ofsted. Like, the most I saw him was through the Ofsted. This is probably baiting our schools so much, but like, it's true though.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, he's mostly in his office doing, his work.
Yeah.
It's not, it's not like that is his job to do, but it's just, I don't know, I find it funny. I always found it kind of hilarious.
Or like, whenever he came into assembly, he just gets booed.
Yeah. No, everybody claps for him, and then he walks and he goes, what did I do?
No.
You don't need to clap for me.
Have you not heard him come in and the whole school's just like, boo?
No.
Really?
Never.
No, that happened.
They always clap.
On our final year 11 assembly, I'm sure, like, if our friends listen to this, they'd probably agree. And, like, everyone got booed. Everyone booed him.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember, because I always remember him coming in and all of us clapping.
Yeah.
And he then
there's
goes,
always people booing.
why are you clapping? Oh, probably, but not my form, not the people around me. I'm pretty sure your form is in front of mine. I mean, used to be in assemblies, so I don't know who booed. I've never heard anyone boo.
Our assembly is now a lunch form now. Oh, how things have changed.
Let's not even go off the track for this. There's no point of talking about assemblies.
Okay, what was the question we were discussing? Why are we different?
Why do we act
different
differently in different situations? Canteen assemblies. That's the answer. That's where everything goes. Like, you know what assemblies? What was that? Oh, every week in the assemblies is the same thing over and over again.
Literally. But it's just, like, it's negative. It's always negative.
Yeah, honestly, it does not boost my Tuesday motivation in the morning. In no way. It's like, all of you this, all of you that, and I'm just there like, oh my god, am I here to get ridiculed or to learn?
Watch how it's going to be, like, the first time we're back, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, so we're going to be piling on the pressure, you've missed so much.
Yeah, and they're going to be like, oh, you are expected to know stuff because you had plenty of time. But then that just rejects every mental health issue. Do you know what I mean? And they always pride themselves with mental health, which in my opinion is like, okay.
Yeah.
But like,
but they don't really get it. Like, it's easy saying that, oh yeah, I understand, but it's just when it comes to like actually applying, like when you need that help, it's just it's not really there.
Fully. Our last year leader was great though, with mental health and stuff.
Yeah, I was brilliant.
Like a person who can just talk to about anything.
But at any time as well. Like, obviously, if they didn't have lessons, but they would always make the time to talk.
But I'm gonna be surprised if they're gonna like put so much pressure on us when we come back, because okay, yeah, we do need to crack on and get learning, but if they expect us to have learnt the full spec on our own in our house, like it doesn't make any sense to me.
It's not realistic.
As I said, like psychologically, you're not gonna be like effectively working because you are at home. There is that subconscious mind of you're at home, it's fine, like you don't have school for the next couple of months. There is that neglect side which I don't like, but it's just there.
But it's only natural. Like, I'm sure teachers themselves, like, they're probably resting a lot more than
definitely,
like, say, planning lessons.
Like, this whole situation is also like a mental burden as well for people.
Yeah.
You know, some people are really stressed out. Like, what if your mum works for the NHS, like, you're scared for her, and you're not going to be working well if every day you're just thinking about her at work.
Yeah.
And that's stressing you out. So, I mean, you always have that 60k on your offer.
Oh my goodness.
I'm joking.
Quitting.
No, I'm joking. No, but as I said, like, I would be scared if one of my parents worked for the NHS.
Yeah.
I would have been so stressed. Do you really think I'd be working good knowing that my parents are in a hospital helping COVID patients? No, I can't imagine that. And plus, those kids have to go to school as well. Imagine, oh my god, I feel so bad.
Yeah. And like, even like before we were on lockdown, like the country was still like getting bad. And even then there was so many like NHS workers treating these patients. And I think even through school, like, and then hearing everything in assembly, oh yeah, 25% of our students get kicked out in year 13. Like, it's not helpful.
It sets a mindset. It's like they're trying to beat the record. Like, oh, next year 50% didn't get in. It's like, what are you trying to achieve?
What do you think it's going to be like for uni applications though? Because obviously, like, I doubt anyone's doing work experience right now with all the stuff going on. Like, I don't think our grades are going to be immaculate either.
People who have stuff outside of school will achieve the most, I think.
Yeah.
I have the brokerage thing, and like right now I'm doing like a mentoring thing. And well, obviously, if I write that in my application, that's gonna stand out.
Yeah.
You know, for having a mentor and stuff. I think people who didn't do anything at the beginning of the year and didn't try to do something will regret it the most. You always have to have like a plan B. Honestly, my life has been based on plan Bs. Like most things I've done are plan Bs. So you always have to have
a plan B.
Security behind your original plan.
Yeah.
You know, it's pointless of, I know, you know, there was a time where I thought I was going to play football, like, you know, in Wembley Stadium and, you know, professional. That's not happening. That's definitely not happening.
But I'm
So-
sure you could go back to it if you really wanted to.
I could, but is there a point? You know what I mean? At this stage, it's like, is there a point? Plus, even if I stayed for this season, imagine I wouldn't even play. Because of now.
Fair enough. I mean, you were good though. I mean, you're still good.
Yeah, I still had the touch. We had like a charity game. Yeah, I scored. So that was good. Like, oh my god, and we're playing with the boys and they were like so competitive. I'm like, chill out guys, this is for charity. Like, let's not take this too seriously. This isn't a cup final.
Yeah.
And like they're all just trying to show off. And that's, again, why do we act differently? Because subconsciously they know that people are looking. Teachers are looking, students. There is that element of, if people are watching, you're going to perform better. I know. Because apparently, and I didn't even know this, it's not even that I thought of this, but there was one QPR game where my dad's 2 friends came, because they came from Poland to here, and they were there. And apparently I played sick, and my dad's like, oh, you were trying to show off. And I'm like, no, like, maybe subconsciously I'm thinking, look, they came from Poland, I should be performing better. But honestly, I swear to God, I never thought of like, oh yeah, they're watching. I was just playing my game.
But I think it goes back, I think that goes back nicely to our question. And it's just
definitely.
like, we just sort of act differently to hide the things like we don't want people to know about us.
Yeah, but think about the boost of energy that my brain gave me.
Yeah.
Because of that thought. That's crazy. And I think that's why like football players are able to run 90 minutes, in my opinion. Of course, they work hard for it, but at the same time they have thousands of people around them and they know that they can't stop.
Yeah.
So that's always good. Do we end it here? Because I have nothing else to talk about right now.
I don't know. I feel like we sort of digressed on the question. But I think...
Yeah, we went off the tangent and then we came back.
off the tangent and we went back.
Yes.
So,
magicians again.
To conclude, be yourself.
No, yeah, fully. No, but being yourself is the most authentic thing you can do. I think a lot of people, especially me, just don't appreciate fakeness. Because, you know what, there's a difference between acting differently and being fake. Sometimes, like, let's say if you're... I know this is so basic, but it just links to what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You're obviously going to talk differently to a 3-year-old than to your friend, of course.
Yeah.
Because you're adapting to, like, a person. But, like, don't call someone fake in school if they're talking, like, I don't know, if they're behaving differently with someone who's maybe quiet in the school. Because maybe they're just trying to listen to them, hear them out, talk to them normally. When, with their friends, they're jokey, you know, sometimes offensive, kind of like me. I roast everyone in the group. But that's funny, but everyone knows I'm joking. But just because I don't roast, you know, other people who I don't talk to doesn't mean I'm fake.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, some people may not get it.
Yeah, it's just sort of like evolving with other people's characters. And I feel like you could tell people's characters very, very quickly, like as long as you just put in the time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I think this is a great way to end it. Just be yourself.
Cool.
So that is the first
podcast
episode of
nailed.
Room F8t.
Wait, what are we calling this? Hello World. Hello World,
yes, we
and by
call it
world
Hello
we
World.
mean literally nobody, because we should have started it off like this. We're ending how we should have started. That makes sense.
Hello world, or we should just say like bye world.
But yeah.
See you next time, world.
Bye world.
Go.